Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Sohigho Gas Company, where we present the Sohigho Cannabis Show here on the voiceofradio.com at the Voice of Radio Studio. And as always, I like to give a shout out to the Voice of Radio president and my main man on the board today. You got EP in the house today. We got a packed house for y'all tonight. Today, we got some good guests. It's gonna be a good show today. I promise you. You know, y'all gotta buckle up. We got a few guests in. I got my partner from Ghetto AI on with me today, my man Ken Cody
Yo,
in the
yo,
house
yo, what's
tonight.
good?
Absolutely. Here on the Ohio Cannabis Show, we like to talk about cultivation, information, and legalization of the cannabis bud, and also we like to entertain you with some super dope guests that we have, and interviewing people from a high perspective all the time is pretty interesting to me. But in legalization, my man Cody was reading around on the interweb today, and we always like to talk about what the law is here in Ohio. It is yeah, I lost myself in the headphones. Yeah. Uh I we made me lose my damn train of thought. We like talk about the legalization. My man was looking up some of the laws today, and he was reading some. So what did you catch today?
Yeah,
Uh do you got the clickbait? I hate to tell y'all, some information out there ain't good information, and
right. So that's what I was about to ask you to
yeah.
explain there. So it says as of late 2025, recreational marijuana
EP.
use is legal in Ohio for individuals 21 years and older, as passed by voters in issue 2 in November 2023. What does that mean?
uh that means that we are under the law. Yeah, I got you now. That means we are under the current law that is changed, that they passed when they first changed the law on. So everybody is, it is some amendments that's in the Congress right now in Ohio State House, but it has not passed. It got marked up by the Senate. It's over in the House of Representatives. And if everybody remembers, I'm just a bill on Capitol Hill. It's similar to that for every state, and that's what's going on right now. That bill is still in markup. It hasn't been passed, and I don't think it's gonna make the ballot. The session is over in August, so we are still under the current law as we sit. So that is the legal state of where we are now in the city of Ohio, city of Cleveland. Smoke shops, be aware. I predicted it right on here where Ken Cody read the law out to y'all
Right.
about what the city ordinance is on smoke shops. Smoke shops, everybody, I'm gonna let you guys know, is not the wave, because smoke shops, although I don't mind them trying to participate in the market, it is, they sell THCA basically. And everyone that didn't get busted that opened back up is because they're in compliance with the law. And if they're in compliance with the law in a smoke shop and not a dispensary, they are selling booth. They are selling you THCA, and it's not, I even seen THCP in these gas stations. I see all of that stuff. But the smoke shops have the illusion to be a dispensary, but they are not licensed. It is several licensed, like I know our girl, AKA over
Mhm.
Jabril and them. They are opening up a dispensary
Yeah.
in South Euclid. And if you really want to know, if you go look for a smoke shop that's gonna break the law,
And
I'm
they
just
said on
tell
the
you that.
west side somewhere.
Yeah. If you're gonna look for a smoke shop that's breaking the law, take that shit to Parma, take that to Cleveland Heights. The dude up on South Taylor, he's semi all right, but he still got enough THCA. I don't know if he'll break out the secret bag out the back room, but the ranking still goes in Cleveland. Your street plug, then a legal dispensary. We just was talking to my nephew on the way in, and he was telling us about several brands that's pretty good out of dispensary, but the dispensary is still taxing you. He said it's
Big time.
2.89, and for the good shit, it was $50 out the door. And street prices right now is about 35 to 30 for good shit in the streets. Really, it could be up to 40 in the streets, but you still beating the value of what you get now, the dispensary. That's if you got a good plug. Now, if that dude is trapping that Michigan dirt pack that you just going up to Monroe to get, don't pay nothing but $10. Fucking no, beat him up. Don't buy that shit. That's garbage ass weed. Remember that $80 ounce, y'all. They made that to make it's a trim sack, and you use that to really make edibles out. Now you can make very strong and great edibles out of that bag, and that's what that was really made for. You can really, if you cook that down just like you supposed to, you will have some of the best edibles. That's what that was. It's like the leftover weed that don't get put it in the bag weed. So that's where that is. Now on a little bit on the cultivation side, it's definitely time to get your stuff in the ground. If you should be all the way in the ground right now, you still got plenty of time. Because remember, if you snuck it in when we first, right after the frost went out, you might get lucky and get two grows going. So the best thing to do is get some clones at this
Oh
standpoint.
shit, I was looking at that too.
Yeah,
So how many
plants.
plants can be grown in a house?
You are still under the current law. If it's two adults in the house, you can grow 12 plants.
Okay, okay, that's what I saw.
Yeah,
It says
you still
six
can grow.
per. It says six for one person, but then it
Yeah.
said if you live with another adult that you can do.
And
Okay.
that is what and I think all of that is just fluff. I think they saw people growing 12 because like right now, if you follow what we do when we cultivate and you do a thing called mainlining and you really stress it, it's called a high stress treatment. So you make your plant grow a certain way. We are averaging a pound a plant. So it's a lot. Back in the day, we used to get maybe like 4 or 5 ounces of good weed off of it. And still right now, if you grow and you get 4 ounces off one plant, you very successful. It's like high end, like really knowing what you're doing to get a pound of weed off. And it's stressful too. The stress in that it would be when you cut off all of the leaves off your plant except for two of them, just so you can increase the yield. So it's just uncomfortable to do that to your baby plant. Like after you grow a seed up a little bit, you just don't want to just cut that down. But yeah, getting the cutting off that. But when you do that, you will get the yield. If you just put the seed in the dirt and let it grow, nature got to take its course to what it do. But when you're growing outdoors, the root system has a chance to be bigger. That's why the plant will be bigger. So if you really was growing 6 plants, and remember, if you're growing outdoors, folks, the law is that your plants cannot be seen from the tree lawn. So you cannot grow weed in your front lawn at all. So you have to be behind the house, growing in anything, pots, anything. And it's very important that we made the mistake last year. Like right now, when you put your seeds in the ground, you are not anticipating the fall sun. So right now, you might have a full backyard full of sun. The further into the fall you get, when you really need that sun on there, it's going to get cut off. So you might be, you got to know which way the sun is going across your
Mm.
property and compensate for where you're going to have those plants if you outdoors. And really with the deer, the other problem, everybody always asks me, what about the deer? The deer don't mess with you too much. Is deer in the city rather eat McDonald's, to be honest with you. I would be dead ass serious with you. They don't seem like they mess with a lot of plants, but if you really want the formula, it was Irish Spring soap in water with some urine, with your own urine. And they say you should drink beer. So what you should do is invite EP over, have a damn party, and let him pee around your plants and put some Irish Spring shape. And that's honestly the deer, keep the deer away. And if you really feeling like that, go to RKO and you could buy wolf piss and there's some other predator piss. Yeah, yeah, it's absolutely. But I'm sure to tell you, these urban damn deers up here is eating good. They don't not fuck with the weed up here. I promise you, they rather go up to Kane's Chicken and get them some good ass sauce and some.
that they
Fi-
throw in the back.
yeah, that they.
They
I don't
release
know.
it to the society.
Yeah, they like.
So they invite.
Nah, they really do not in the city. Now down in Worcester, when I'm in Worcester growing shit, now we got deer fence up to 10 feet tall, and it is a thing. Like we really have a lot more deer eating our weed. So a little bit on what's going on that's coming up. We had Hash Bash last weekend out at the Berea Fairground. It was another successful event. And I think this weekend, if you look up, we got Buds and Baddies coming up. No, we got Buds and Baddies coming up on Sunday on Father's Day. Buds and Baddies is gonna come up. It's one of the best pop-ups you could go to. If you don't know how to get to it or you ain't invited, it's because you a square or you ain't in the know, just to keep it 100. EP don't like me talking about people, but it's true. Some people is just don't know where the good stuff at. But it is gonna be and also we have I don't know if we're gonna have Tiny Shop this month. It's not looking good, to be honest
No,
with
I don't
you.
think so.
I don't think it's gonna be a tiny shop, but we do have August 9th, the 4030 block party, and we are looking for vendors and volunteers
Volunteers.
and performers. You better bring the heat if you want to be on that stage. So we gonna pretty much be it's the same. Glenville Festival gonna be down the way, and we gonna be on the lower. Glenville ain't live enough to get the street blocked off. We got St. Clair blocked off, so it's a big deal for us. This is the first year. This is actually our 6th year doing it, and it is the first year that we get in St. Clair blocked off. So I'm
Yeah.
very proud of the team for pulling that off
In conjunction with the Brown Hoist.
in conjunction with the Brown Hoist, Red Lion, 4030 Studios, and we definitely looking forward to getting to that. So you want to get any information on that, please hit us up and we could get you back on that. Definitely, I think vendors table. If it's gonna be an early bird special, so if you need some money to come sell your merch, we all about supporting Cleveland and keeping our footprint low. So we want Cleveland people in there first. Specifically, if you from St. Clair area neighborhood, you possibly could get a free table. So definitely hit us up. 4030 Studio
Don't
block
tell the
party.
people that.
Huh?
Don't tell the people that.
See, Cody hate when I say stuff like
Please.
that, man. EP, what's up with how you we gonna do this? You want me to bring my man up or how you wanna go? Let me I wanna say my man because he gonna rip us up, man. I think we gonna have a good time with him. Yeah, we'll let Greg come on up. I'm gonna tell you we was out at the what we do this weekend. Uh we did Dunlaps
Sunday.
on Sunday too. So shout out to Cantu, Ramon Rivas, and the Mic That Never Ends. Sohigho also sponsored that show. The Mic That Never Ends over at Dunlap's at 9. What is that? 10 o'clock on
Yeah.
Sunday. It's a
Mm-hmm.
comedian open
Wow.
mic night. It's based for comedians, but if you sing dance, they always like to say juggle. Come on over. Contu Live, we just picked them up as a show too, so we're gonna be working out our sponsorship package with them. Basically, I give them free weed and they give me advertisement. I ain't gonna lie, it's like that. So we are fortunate enough to have a guest on today. Uh I'm gonna have my man Gus gonna come up and you gotta plug us in the mics too though. I don't know if we can hear her good.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
Good. Uh, I'm
What's
gonna
up,
bring
Gus?
my man Gus Johnson up. I'll be forgetting his entertainment company up, and he's gonna invite our guests. So all our people over on YouTube, switch over to Facebook so you could check out our Zoom call with our artist interview coming up. Go ahead, Gus.
What's up, cousin?
What's up? Hey.
Everyone, this is Honey DeVore,
I need
and
divorce, yeah.
her mother is Candy's mother's DeVore, Faces of Rap Mothers, and we have a lot of stuff coming up that she'd like to speak about and let you guys know what's going on. She just got done doing a TV show with Tiffany Haddish and
Oh,
Snoop Dogg.
shit.
So we're gonna go ahead and start off with that.
All right. Well, tell us all about that then, honey. I mean, this is the Sohigho Gas Company. We do be talking about cannabis on this show a lot. Do you smoke?
Mm, occasionally, not really.
I mean,
Occasionally. I support smokers though.
well, it's if you around Snoop like that, you smoke by de facto. So you definitely welcome on this show. So tell us about the show you were starring in. I mean, I said starring in. Well, we think you starred in it. So
It was called the special is based on the event, which was a charity fundraiser hosted by Tiffany Haddish. It was for foster youth because she's a former foster child and was raising money. She has an adult prom, and this was the third annual. It was Soul Train themed,
very nice.
so fun. And yeah, Snoop was there and some other stars. It was really dope.
That is so good. And you did a show based on that event?
She has the She Ready series, so she
Okay.
her events and stuff and like a comedy special kind of like.
That is very interesting. So now with your career, how are you rating that on your career? Where did that event particularly rate? What's the highlights of your career though? What would you say like this is the set when I've been out here, like I really feel like I'm doing my thing. Like in recent history, what's one of those events you've been at?
Let's being attending the NAACP awards.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, it was so amazing. And being in a room filled up with so many people that I looked up to growing up, like the Wayans family this year, Kamala Harris was there. So it's just nice to be in a room filled with people that they're pretty much where I want to be. And it's always great to celebrate Black excellence as well. So.
That is good. Now, when you say where you want to be, if you could just have that magic crystal ball and get those wishes answered for you, where would you say you would like your career to go to in the next, say, year or two?
Next year or two. I would love to just book more and more acting jobs, perform on as many stages as I can, drop as many singles as I can with my girl group.
Oh, let's get into it.
Yes. I'm just trying to do as much as I can. I want to be a well-rounded entertainer and an entrepreneur and also give back to my community.
Oh, that is very noble. I see. Now you mentioned your girl group. Now, go ahead and tell us all about your group.
My group is called X, and formerly called X. Now we're transitioning into a new name, rebranding. We're now called Dollhouse.
Dollhouse. So
Yeah.
that would be funny. You should go. You should have went. If you went from X, you should take off a Twitter somehow, going in reverse. Since Twitter's now X, I don't know. That's high talk. You do that?
You said what?
That's high talk. I said since your former name was X and then Twitter changed to X, maybe your group name should be some form of Twitter. But that's just high speak. So
what's funny is we had X first, and then Elon Musk took over Twitter and called it X.
That is bullshit. You gotta tell him to call me.
Oh, no, for real.
That is so crazy. What's the style of music from your group, would you say? How would you describe your group?
We do a little bit of everything, but majorly R&B, hip hop, and pop.
Who's in the group with you?
Right now, it is me, Lexi, Honey DeVore, Lexi Ashland, Brianna Reinhardt, and we just got a new member named Jewels.
Oh yeah, she on the hot list. No, I'm just
Do you have any new music out now?
No, not right now. Not from Dollhouse, but we have
Not
music
from
from X. Yeah.
You do have music from X. Do you want do you want all our people to look you up and find your music for X? Is it on all the platforms?
It is on all the platforms. We have a single called Chill, which is so dope, and it has like a 90s kind of feel. Um,
Okay.
yeah, it's awesome. That's like a fan favorite. And then we have Chasin', which is also, just cool R&B. Just a song for the lover girls.
That,
Basically,
that is,
yeah.
oh no, Joe. Ralph's your uncle?
Yes.
So it's in the
Like
bloodline,
my
huh?
cousin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That,
my grandmother on my dad's side is his favorite auntie. So my dad and him are first cousins.
okay, that is so
Yeah.
yeah, you've been around the industry. How is it, do you think, making your way? I see you as like Miss LA County, which I can only imagine is a very hard and prestigious thing to be. Uh, how is it in the industry, do you feel, as an emerging artist in the LA scene right now?
I feel like LA is the greatest place in the world.
Besides
It was one of the
Cleveland?
greatest places in the world. I love representing LA County. I love just seeing the music scene explode. I feel like we're doing a great job. We're about to I feel like LA is about to like really, really take over. We're doing really great. The West Coast. Shout out NorCal too, even though it's up north. But
Yeah. Even though I got a little slander on. No, that is it competitive? Like, do you find that hard? I mean, like you making waves, like to be Miss LA County and making a name for yourself in Hollywood. Like, I think people go out there to be a star, and you are well on your way to doing that.
thank you.
Is it, is it just like you think you're fortunate? Is how is it navigating that for you? You think like I don't know, like is it what is some of the challenges you find out there?
Some of the challenges, I guess, would be um really fake people. Like the thing
She said, "I don't
Ain't
know
that
how else to
life?
say it."
the funny thing is though, the fact about LA is like you have a lot of genuine people, but then you also have people who are just willing to do whatever to get ahead. And I think
Yeah.
I don't even think it's like an entertainment industry thing, but I think that because everyone's so focused on like fame and fortune, I think that
Mhm.
it can like give the entertainment industry a bad name. But I've also met a lot of really cool people like in the entertainment industry, genuine people. So I think that I'm fortunate to be in this industry, living my dreams. I'm fortunate to have grown up in LA County my entire life because it's funny. My friends and I, we used to like really think about there's people who have grown up like not that close to like big cities.
Yeah.
So we used to always like think about that and try to put it into perspective. I feel very fortunate to be in the position.
Right.
Thank you.
That is so good. I wanted to ask you how we spell the name of the group, just X, just the letter X, or
Yeah, it's
is it
just
a,
the letter X.
okay. I do have a question though. So you had went number one, but you had a number one collab or a number one song?
We collabed with John of Truth, who is he's a friend of my mom, so she hooked that up. And he's like Unc. He's really dope. It was just a really cool collab. It's called Cover Girl. And
Called Cover Girl.
yeah. We shot a
Wow.
music video and everything for it. It was super dope.
That is so very good. I mean, like as far if you could pick out of the ABCs out of awards since you like in music and acting, which one would mean the most to you? If you said you want the Grammy, you want the Oscar, you want the Emmy, you want them all, what you thinking?
Oh, I want them all, really. Like
Mm,
I want to be, let me see, I want to be the world's greatest actress, like Halle Berry. And I want to be a great performer like Beyonce. And, I just have so many passions that I want to follow it all. I don't want to ever limit myself.
that is very good. Around these parts over here in the Midwest, we like to say that it's creatives, and I think that's more what you are in a
Thank you.
creative space. And I think that's what the cachet term for people who multi-talented is right now. It's cliche to say that right now. So I definitely
Yeah.
see you in the creative field as that. Do you with your music and your acting? Do you do any of the writing and producing or any of that?
Yes, I write. I need to get into producing because I'm interested in that, but I definitely write. So.
That is very good. You got something else, Cody?
No.
Um, I know Gus is gonna have you. So I mean, like, when do you think you're gonna be ready to put those songs on the road? And do you got any dates coming up?
Mm,
I know, is the old band still available for bookings, or are you just rebranding yourself and gonna
Right.
come out with the new
As
set?
a solo act.
Or
so
no,
a few of the girls, Lexi and Bree, they were in the original group. So
okay, so y'all already there.
yeah,
So
pretty
it's just that girl that y'all added in. Do you
Jules.
got a song on YouTube right now? Is there anything we could look up that we could maybe play for
Yeah.
our audience?
You can look up. Okay, look up X and chill. Try that. Just it's so hard to find because X is like such a hard name to distinguish. You know.
Right.
But yeah, let me.
Uh-huh.
I wish
That
I was prepared like for the link. I would have sent you guys the link and everything.
Yeah, I think he could have got that over to you though, but definitely we definitely got, I know Gus and Camacho is planning on some things here in Cleveland in the fall for sure. So hopefully we can have you come out and grace our stages with some of your talents also. And in Cleveland, and whether you know it or not, we have a great big theater district that's world renowned also. So it is a fabulous place. I mean, well, I'm biased because I think it's the greatest location in the nation myself. So,
I
but
love Cleveland. Well, I've always wanted to go there. Like my best friend, she grew up there. Her entire family still lives there, so she's always flying out there. Yeah. So and I really want to go to Cleveland. So hopefully we can make that happen.
oh yeah, because if you came like right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't come in the winter; it's shitty as hell.
Yeah.
But in the summer, like right now, we got a big lake,
Hey,
and it's beautiful. It's fresh water, and you definitely appreciate the landscape this time of year. We not over hot. We don't have no forest fires. Our
so
homeless
uh,
ain't as bad as y'all. Uh, not at all, but we do have a good time and it is very enjoyable. So I think if Gus is good, if you give us your social media, where we could find you at and where fans could locate you at, we would appreciate it.
thank you.
Okay.
You guys can follow me on Instagram at Honey Devore. That's Honey Honey Devore Devore. And yeah, keep.
Well, yeah, I just got the memo that you coming on Hot Mess in the Evening tonight. That one on this show, I'm John Tucker. On that show, I'm the Weed Man, and you better watch out. That's a different character of show. So definitely we're gonna look forward to you. It'll be a definitely a different style show, but we definitely look forward to seeing you later, and we wish you all the success. And I definitely know if we had that Camacho event here, that we're gonna have you here, no doubt about it. And we do have an event on August 9th. I don't know if we could squeeze you into something like that, but I talked to Gus a little bit about that. But thank you. And I know you don't smoke weed, but since you was a guest on the show, we'll always give our guests a little token of our appreciation. So as soon as you break the Cleveland city limits, come look up Sohigho Gas Station, and we'll be happy to get you your products.
I will. Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much. We wish you all the success, and I look forward to seeing you later on tonight. Thank you so much. And could you do me one favor before you get off? And could you give us one little drop, if you could? You ready for me? Okay. If you could just say, this Honey DeVore, I'm on the Sohio Gas Company on the Voice of Radio, and that'll be just perfect.
Okay. Hey, this is.
Anytime. Oh
Oh.
my.
Hey, this is Honey Devore, and I'm on the Sohio gas station on Voice Radio.
That's perfect. When you do that, do it just one more time. Sohio Gas Company.
Okay. Hi, this is Honey Devore, and I'm on the Sohio Gas Company on the Voice Radio.
Voice It Radio.
Radio. Okay, third time.
It's all cool.
Hey, I'm Honey DeVore, and I'm on the Sohigho Gas Company on the Voice It Radio.
Man, thank you so very much, man. We appreciate you and we look forward to you. And I know we're gonna be playing your track throughout the day to day because I kick off the first show and we got a hip hop show following this one, and then we go into the show. So we're gonna feature you. We're gonna definitely support your track, and then I look forward to seeing you later on Hot Mess in the Evening.
Thank you for having me. See you later.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a quick break right here on the Sohigho Gas Company, and we're going to come back with our next guest. We got a packed house. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. And I always like to tell y'all, don't eat too many damn gummies, man.
Them gummies.
Man, yes. Yeah.
Back here, we want to talk about what was you talking about, the shape or the trim with regard to makes the best edibles?
Well, yeah, well, any of it. The trim bag that they buy from up there for $80. Who you want that? You want I don't hear real smoke barbecue. God damn, we ain't real smoke. We ain't cool with real smoke no more. God damn it. The Adams board, god damn it.
Yeah, I know. I got to bring that up. You know what? I'm still iffy about playing that on your show.
I make them.
I don't know what they use on this.
Tell them I'll be nice. I be saying, I be telling the Adams board YouTube the right thing.
Right.
People, if weed ain't for everybody, I say that all the time.
What's the 9 o'clock show about?
Oh shit.
What it's about?
Oh shit. Fuck shit. Uh-oh. It's the put the charger close to the back. The wireless charger ain't wired.
Kenny music.
Back to the Sohigho Gas Company here at the Voice of Radio, where I kick off the Tuesday Power Hour block, man. I start here with the Sohigho Cannabis Show on the Voice of Radio, and next after me, we got Al Porter's Hip Hop Classic Show, followed by that Hot Mess in the Evening. And I'm gonna tell y'all this night gonna be a special show. We got Honey DeVore gonna come back on, but right now we have a guest. He one of EP's longest friend who he gotta be a wild dude. I'm gonna ask you to put that just because of guilt by association. I don't tell you right now. You went to Kent State in '86. You was a wild boy. I don't give a shit. That's pre cell phone. I'm just gonna date you and typecast you.
Party.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all was in the Ratskeller with freaking Cochise.
Drinking beer.
Yeah, keg parties on College Road, Crane the Main.
Tonight we get to talk about the world famous spaghetti incident.
Oh
We gonna
shit.
say that for the night.
See, it's going down. I'm gonna have my man introduce himself, and introduce his foundation, and we're gonna talk a little bit about him and his foundation and how that's going. Come on, my man, tell us where you at.
All right, my name is Greg Champion.
You got to
AKA
pull that closer to you. Yep, yep,
My name is Greg Champion,
that's perfect.
aka Champ. I'm from East Cleveland, Ohio. Me and Errol Porter.
There you go. That was
Yeah, born and raised in Cleveland. Graduated from Wilberforce University.
all right.
Met Errol in high school when he came from Benedictine, trying to wear a Benedictine jacket down at Shaw High School.
Almost got his ass whooped.
They was trying to jump me, man.
They
We got a lot of shit to talk about.
Oh yeah.
But
You
no,
go.
For trying to jump me to being my roommate. What's
That's
wrong with
wild.
me? That's my
That
nigga. Yeah, for sure.
that is
For sure.
you're being my guy, man.
that is so wild. So you was speaking about you was coming back up for some work, specifically with the nonprofit and prison reform.
Correct. So I started a nonprofit organization called Project Change Recidivism.
Okay.
So what it is it's about prison reform because even though I have a college degree, I've been incarcerated a few times for
Yeah.
drug trafficking.
Okay.
And
You don't mind
initially,
me asking what kind of drugs?
I got caught with a kilo.
Let's go.
I did 7 years for that.
Brick boys.
And then I did 5 years. I just did 5 years I got caught in 17 to 22 in Ohio for trafficking. Running from the police. I actually got rid of majority of the drugs, but they still caught me. I did 5. So this particular time when I was in prison, before I went to prison, I've been a debt collector since 1999.
Legally. You talk about paying, okay.
Paying
Because
cars.
yeah, because in that other business too, you kind of debt collected too.
You absolutely are. You absolutely are.
People who don't know the game don't know what the fuck that is, but hell yeah, you wear a lot of hats if you are independent retailer.
I was having issues when I first graduated from Wilberforce.
Mhm.
I initially was trying to get my master's in secondary education.
Okay, you want to be a teacher?
Yeah, and I actually was subbing at my old high school, Shaw High School. But
No
then
joke.
back, Central State was starting a master's program in the fall of '93, and I was going back. I left coaching football at Shaw, basketball at Shaw, and teaching to go back to get my master's.
Okay.
In turn, when I went back to Wilberforce, went back down there to go to Central State. I met who's my wife now.
Okay.
And then I was having issues. I went to Columbus. I was coming to Cleveland I was coming to Cleveland for a weekend. And then I stopped in Columbus and was, holler at my dudes that was
Yeah. Come on close to the mic though.
and started selling heroin.
Oh shit. You graduated.
I'm about to say you jumped quick. He like, I just went to see my homies and
they was doing their thing down there. So I went down there and
got you.
ended up catching 2 cases.
In Columbus. In Franklin County.
Right.
Dang.
Didn't get my degree.
Okay.
My master's.
Oh shit.
So then I came back to Ohio, but I had a degree, but I hadn't went to prison.
Right.
So it was hard for me trying to teach with them heroin backgrounds on me. So then I get into the debt collections.
Yeah.
So then I was doing real good in that. And I attributed collecting debt to selling drugs. It gave me a rush like that. So when I can get a person to pay something that they don't want to pay, that's a smooth ability.
Yeah.
That's a crab.
Yeah.
And I was they moved me to Charlotte, North Carolina, and I got down there and it just was booming.
Yeah.
With the debt collections.
With the debt collection.
With the debt collections. But then I decided I was like, man, I didn't want to be a worker. I wanted to be an owner.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went out on my own to get my own debt collection agency.
Okay.
So I was having issues with, capital, trying to get it off of the ground.
Yeah.
I went from a back of the house to an owner.
Right.
So nobody's going to tell you how to own anything.
Right.
You got to kind of figure it out on your own. Yeah. So by me not having that capital, I got in the game.
Again, yeah. I know it good though,
this particular time, I got caught.
All right, let me ask you what you was banking with that time. You go back to the H, or you still on the
cocaine?
Back to your girl.
Back to the girl. Left the boy alone, went to the girl.
Oh shit.
So then
I end up
I get caught with a kilo. I end up doing 7 years from 6 to 13. I get out in 13, and I said my whole focus the 7 years was to get back into debt collections when I got out.
Right.
But then when I got out, I got back in the debt collections, but it had changed. Right. And I was seeing through interviews and everything, reading newspapers throughout the 7 years that some of the industry, people in the industry was, they were cloning files.
Yeah.
Like say if us three are friends
Yeah.
and we buy one file, but I'm in Charlotte, you in Atlanta, and he in Detroit.
Mhm.
So we buying one file, but I'm doing the same file in Charlotte, you doing it in Atlanta, and he doing it in Detroit. I get him to pay in one city, but then consumers were complaining.
Right.
Then the feds got in it, and then they made the FDCA, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices
Yeah.
Act. They got into it, and they put real stringent laws with regards to it, and the game just changed. When
You think you responsible for changing that law?
No, because I
Okay.
wasn't, me, I was a gray area guy. I never crossed the line. I never said, well, the police is coming to you.
Except for that cocaine selling.
But not in debt collector. He like,
Yeah, but
straight and narrow.
but then when I come home in 17, the when I come home in 17, when I come home in 13, the debt collection game had changed.
Right.
People was sitting at, I'm at the desk with guys, and they got the scanner app on their phone. And they talking to the collector, to the debtor, and they telling them, well, the sheriff's department is right outside your house.
Yeah.
And they got the scanner, and the people I was like, this is not for me.
Right.
I was
Right.
like, I just come home from prison. I was like, this scared me. It shook me.
Yeah.
I was like, the debt collection game changed. So then I moved back to Cleveland, and then I was messing with the government phones.
Okay.
Giving away the government phones. And again, it was like giving away them phones. It was like I'm a hustler. I'm not really. I wouldn't consider myself a drug dealer.
Right.
I'm a hustler.
I know what that is.
Money.
Yeah.
I got into that, and it just took off for me with that.
Mm.
And then I messed around, and I was down in Ashtabula selling the phones. I was all over Northeast Ohio giving away the phones.
Right.
And I was down in Ashtabula, and the people that was coming to my tent, was addicts. A lot of them was addicts.
Yeah.
Then I was like,
Side hustle. God.
I'm making $15 per phone.
Yeah.
But everybody that come to me, they teeth messed up. So I know what they on.
Right.
And then I bought 50 grams of heroin.
Damn.
And then I get back in there, and then I took them on a police chase in Ashtabula.
And Ashtabula. Bro, I'm glad you sitting here.
They put me on Facebook Live.
They
put me on Facebook during the chase. It was on like back before I went to prison. They put me on there, and it was on Ashtabula, Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
And I saw the chase.
My man is famous up in here. You hood famous. Hey,
so do you think you were unlucky or a bad drug dealer?
You know what?
Let me see it. Yeah.
And what I'll say is, bro, I wouldn't say that this is total honesty, man. I would think that because of, that's why I say I'm really not a drug dealer. I've got in the game and got out.
You're a hustler,
but
yeah.
Before I could get in it, God said, man, that ain't you.
Got
and I keep trying to tell you that ain't you, but you keep trying it.
Okay.
To me, right? So I did it a couple times, and he didn't send me away a couple times.
Yeah.
So when I went this time, again, my mindset was to come home, get in the debt collection. Man, I come home, and this is the bad part about it. While I was in Ashtabula doing the debt collections and hustling, I accumulated like $3.5 million in debt, which I still own to this day. I own it. And it was like when I did them 5 years in prison, it's on the shelf. And I still got it. But it's like I come home in 22 to 23, it wasn't in me no more. So then I've been trying to figure out my niche, what I'm going to do. I got a degree, but I'm a 2-time convicted felon I've been to prison twice. And the background checks. It's like, I'm trying to get a job at Amazon because I don't got nothing on my driving record.
Right.
I can drive, but 7 years, 5 years this, 5 years that, 7 years this.
I know what you're saying.
I tried to get in the management program at Publix.
Right.
I was in it for like a month. Then I told them up front about the background. They did a background check, but then they come back. Then they said, well, we got to let you go.
Yeah.
So then I said, you know what? I'm going to start a nonprofit. It's like it hit me.
Right.
Start a nonprofit. So I started a nonprofit because there's a lot of people that's just like me.
Absolutely. You very, I'm just lucky that I never got them felonies. I always got lucky enough to cop down and move your mic down. I always got lucky to cop down to some misdemeanors, so I avoided. But I did a background check for one of the ride services, Go Puff in this town, and my record is still fucking littered with shit I did 30 years ago, and it's not good. And we don't get our record expunged. Me, I really don't give a shit. I think personally, my who I am should speak louder than my history sometimes, but everybody don't judge you there. And I said sometimes, yeah, not all the time.
Sometimes that shit speak for
Yeah, sometimes I am that Negro. I absolutely am him, but it is good that you starting this program. So where do you really want to put your resources in stopping the recidivist rate? What would be some of the key points that you would be looking to activate in?
Okay, so with regards to this, so when I'm doing the 5 years, I was at Trumbull, which is
Okay.
down by Warren.
Yeah.
I actually started off at the camp. I was at the
Okay.
camp. Then I was at the camp 2.5 years. I got in a fight, and then they put me. I went from level 1 to level 3.
Okay.
No, level 1 to level 2.
Okay.
So then I was seeing like the programs, man, that they got for guys, man. They
Yeah.
got a lot of programs for like rapists.
Yeah.
Violent offenders, everything. Non-violent offenders, they don't have anything.
Right.
People like myself,
Right.
drug traffickers,
Yeah.
drug offenders, they don't have anything like that. So
Right.
then I came home and I got 3 programs.
Cause y'all taking
that-
too much of their money.
Yeah, that I'm trying to start in the ODRC, which is the Ohio Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections, that they can get credit for taking these classes.
Yeah.
One is called Breaking the Cycle, which is a drug trafficking program. It's an 18-month
Nice.
program. And another one I have is what's called Pathways to Parole Success.
That is so good. When your curricular, what is the like I know I'm a street dude too. I grew up like I'm right up on Buckeye, right up the street. So the biggest thing for me is after I was in the drug trade, I just really devalue money because I'm out that crack era, and it was like just hitting on the block boys. We was making it. I still got a bad habit that I think in the back of my mind I could just go get some chops and be a millionaire in a couple weeks, but it don't happen like that no more. So that was a big thing for me is it skewed my perception of earning off, and then I didn't want to boss. Well, I'm worse than you. I never wanted to boss after I hit the streets. So what is some of the things like that's what I was suffering for? What's some of the main things you would work on to stop that recidivism rate?
So like for the one, like the breaking
My man got
the breaking
curriculum.
So the breaking the cycle and empowerment beyond training program for drug trafficking. So the objective of it is to provide inmates convicted of drug trafficking with the tools, knowledge, and support necessary to rebuild their lives, resist returning to illegal activities, and contribute positivity to society post-release. So that's a program for the ones that's offenders because they don't have anything. So I'm trying to work with a judge that's in Cleveland, and I'm trying to work with Judge Dawson in East Cleveland, where I'm from. So I'm trying to be based in East Cleveland, Ohio, working out of Northeast Ohio, Cuyahoga County, and up in Columbus. Okay. So that's one program. The other program that I have is the Pathways to Parole Success. So what I was seeing with this program is because I've never had to do parole. So you got a lot of guys, man, like when they get convicted and by the system and they get like 5 to 25. So as soon as they get to prison, man, they playing. Right, they get there. They number one, they don't got their GED. They might or they might not. So they doing drugs. They doing all that.
Play around.
They having issues with they doing stuff with against officers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
all of that stuff is in your history.
Yeah.
So then when you come up to the parole board, deny. They're gonna deny you off because you don't know. Because when you come up in 5 years, you're going to play around for the first 3. Yeah. Even though you got some older guys that's been locked up like 30 years trying to tell them, they don't want to listen. So then when they go to the parole board after being down 15 years and they tell them come back and see me in 10. Yeesh. So now you got to do the whole 25. And then in that interim, you've been doing stuff that's on your record in the institution and it's not helping you. It's hurting you. So they don't have anything, man. And I'm trying to get this program where it's the lifers. Right. That's done been through the parole process. They'll be the ones that actually run it in prison, right? To guide them and to show them how to success. These are the things that you need to do. These are the things you need to stay away from so that they'll have some success. And the third program that I'm trying to implement is called Empower Her.
Oh wow.
EMPOWER capital HER. And
Okay.
that is a women's growth and reintegration initiative. So
Okay.
that program is to address the unique challenges faced by incarcerated and formerly incarcerated women, providing them with the skills, support, and resources necessary for successful reentry into society and long-term personal development. So again, these programs I want in the prisons so that
Okay.
they can get
Right.
credit for them. But I'm also trying to do transitional housing,
Transitional, gotcha.
right? And then
Because that's very important.
I'm trying to do temporary service to try to get them some guy with some companies that hire convicted felons.
Very hard.
You know, my wife is the human resource manager at Spectrum. So,
Okay.
you know, she's going to help me with that aspect, you know, with
Yeah.
her wherewithal and all of that and the
Ed-
knowledge.
Edwin's do a pretty good job.
You
If
know
you
what? They were doing that. They were doing that when a lot of cats, when I was in the halfway house
Mhm.
a couple years ago, a lot of cats work at Edwards.
Yeah, he did. He got a good program. I
They
don't
got a
like
good
they.
program.
I don't like they
Culinary
food, but yeah, they food ain't the best.
But
But
you need a lot of them.
yeah, well, if they smoke more weed, they might eat that sorry ass food. But that's just me. But Edward's got a good program that withstanding though, helping people out get reintegrated in the community is very good.
Right.
I like all of that. Tell me about your little preventative medicine. How we gonna keep
Yeah.
these little YNs from even getting there
But you know what?
beforehand?
I'm trying to catch them in the county jail. I'm
Okay.
trying to catch them before, right? To try to see because
All right.
they need mentoring.
I'll give you that. So that's exactly where I was gonna go at. Let's talk about pre-jail,
Right.
pre-incarcerated. What would
Right.
you say out of your life experiences? How will we nip this like
Yeah.
as the
What can
Cleveland
help
East
you?
City community? What should we be like? Mom tuning into this, she smoking her joint right now. How should she help her little YN
Okay, so
or YW?
she was a juvenile. But in growing up in East Cleveland, excuse me, we had a lot to do as kids. Right?
Yeah.
They have nothing.
Yeah.
So is that where we gonna start at?
You have to. Ain't no kid. I haven't been here in the summer in a minute, but I don't see any kids playing around in East Cleveland.
Well, who gonna
That's
play in East
over.
Cleveland, bro?
That's my point.
Don't nobody. I mean, with all due respect, EC, if you from here, you know better than to play in EC, bro.
But that
that's
demographic
everywhere.
needs to change though.
Well, you know,
Look
is
at
that
look at that East Cleveland, the park. They
Right.
just stopped taking care of it, so
Right.
the kids stopped going.
and you know we used to be a thorough ass basketball run for years over there. Tell me that wasn't a run.
I'm gonna tell you the
Learn how to
difference.
play there.
So then you got two parts, right? There was Rockefeller's backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
One part is East Cleveland.
Right.
The other part is Cleveland Heights.
correct.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Cleveland Heights look
Take care of you.
beautiful.
Yeah,
But and I think this is the problem with East Cleveland, right?
Right
And
across the street, though.
I told
right up there.
told somebody this a long time ago. When we were in high school, East Cleveland had, like you said, your uncle.
My dad taught auto mechanics.
So see, in vocational, they should have had a horticulture program.
Right.
See, so horticulture, that takes care of the
But all that's out because this current administration done cut you down to math, English, and history. No more art or none of that. So
what I'm
it's pretty
saying
much
is
that
if
it.
they had that when we were in school,
Yeah,
they would have learned those skills. That's a trade.
that is
To learn
it.
how to
Yeah,
take care of plants.
I agree.
To learn how to take
Yeah.
care of groundskeeping. That's
Well,
horticulture.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I love talking about what should have been and how it was, but let's talk about in the present and in the future with what you got going on, which is very, very important. And that's where I think the problem get met at. And right now in the present and in the future. So I love revisiting, but to help these little dudes right now, we got to get right to it. Like it need to be hit. And what you're doing right here is very, very good. And these initiatives, and right now, I'm just saying, we be around these nonprofit dudes. I just recently, you're doing good because you own education, and I think you're gonna reach out very good and do well with education. But now, because now they not doing nothing but building more prisons. But I'm gonna appreciate you coming back on, and I think also you're gonna be a return guest for tonight on Hot Mess in the Evening. I don't know if you're gonna be able to talk all this good empowerment shit. It might be a couple prison stories on that thing, but it's gonna be a whole different light on them stories right there. But
Sure.
I definitely appreciate you for coming on the Sohigho Gas
I
Company.
appreciate it.
Tell people where we can find you at. Give them your social media and stuff.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook at Greg Champion, Project Change Recidivism.com. That's my website. Or you can follow me at Gmail, www.projectchangerecidivism@gmail.com.
Man, thank you so much, man. We're gonna get you. Tell us how we can help you out, and definitely we'll have you have a booth at least at 4030 Block Party this year. You got a lot of information to give out.
Well, I got one thing. I got a meet
Go
and
ahead.
greet. I got a meet and greet in
Oh,
East
let's go.
Cleveland, July 3rd.
Ain't nobody going to EC, bro.
It's at the library. It's at the
We
library.
scared of the library
But you
too.
know what, man? Listen, I'm coming back to Cleveland. We about to
East Cleveland
Oh,
Library
East Cleveland,
meet
man.
and greet. What's the date?
You got to give us a pass, man.
July
July
3rd at East Cleveland
30
Library,
to 5:30.
3:30 to
And
5.
then I got the first annual Project Change Recidivism fundraiser, which is a 5K walk and run at East Cleveland Forest Hill Park.
Okay.
That's August 30th, Shaw High School all class weekend.
July 3rd and August 30th.
And they got Oscar. I got jokes. I'm gonna wait till the next. I'm gonna wait till the next show because I was like, yeah, that'll do good, but you better be sponsored by the Crackhead Olympics, and we're gonna do the
Man, we
milk
about to
crate
get
challenge.
up, man.
We gonna have the milk. Yo, my man telling y'all got a free pass in EC, man. He got you. He got us good on July 3rd. No bulletproof vest needed. He giving us a pass. He OG over that, man. Appreciate you for coming out, man. And we're going to see you on Hot Mess in the evening tonight. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, man. Shout out to the Adams board.
I appreciate y'all.
Man, man. Oh, welcome back, man. We having a great show, and we come into our last interview of final guest of a great show. And we like to thank all y'all for
last.
yeah, we saved it for last. Y'all sticking in with us. Thank y'all for tuning in to the Sohigho Gas Company show here at thevoiceofradio.com. Definitely appreciate y'all. And I'm always gonna tell y'all, I hadn't really told y'all enough. Please go low and slow on the gummies. I must tell you right now, I'm always gonna get on this show. I never want to get on this show and tell you you can eat too many gummies and have a real episode. So be very careful if you're making your own edibles and stuff. Edibles
Like
had a
I've had that like by smoking like the
smoke too much,
yeah,
but
I
never ate too many.
too many.
Man, you can eat too many edible, man. Yeah, you can't smoke too much. I smoke myself out the back door. He be like, shit, I'm ready. He down for that challenge. EP and a couple
Yeah.
other people I met in
Good
my life
punches.
can smoke as much as they can, and it's crazy. Yeah, that's about it. No, might eat some food. EP, you're gonna go get a damn 12 pack of chicken, and we gonna work it out. But we got a special guest in the house, and when I want to say, I'm gonna give him all the credibility right now for I'm gonna say legendary Cleveland on the underground scene and a couple different fields in this town. His accolades really speak for itself on a couple different issues, and he got some things to say. But we're gonna protect his anonymity because he got one of them good jobs, and you know how we feel about good jobs.
Yeah, we gotta keep our
Yeah. Hey, listen. Don't
Especially-
smoke weed if you got a good job. If you at Cleveland Clinic making $35 an hour, I'm gonna say put the weed down. I'm gonna be honest with you. You can wait. Stay off the weed.
brother.
If they giving you an insurance plan with dental and vision, bro, at 35, listen, it's worth your kids and you can get by. Just smoke the gas station booth and you'll never pop a piss test. That's fucked up, but the truth. But it is true, man. My man, I know you've been got a few things on your chest, and we always like thinking outside the box when we high and we talk about a lot of things. And like my man was just talking about social issues with being in jail. And the real problem is that sometimes the society is setting us up to be in jail. And that's a lot of times come to employment. So a lot of times, like right now, with employment, with the way technology is rising, good. I mean, I'm proud of humanity for making good technologies and advancing how smart we are and doing things easier. But we forget about social issues and leaving people job out. They want us to be here in America on this plantation and having jobs, but then they implement something like AI, and AI uncontrolled is taking people's jobs away from them. And where did that disproportionately affect? Probably about the brown communities and the poor communities from Cleveland. And my man, don't let the smooth taste fool you, is a Cleveland public school graduate also. So, oh, not even a graduate, though.
Going to East High for that year. And then I hit the street. I lived on the street for a long time. I got my GED. And I eventually went back to Cleveland State for music.
See,
Okay.
and also, he has a very, very extensive him and my roommate, his buddy, said he got him started in his beat making career, and just really dope producer as music, but really dope producers of a lot of things, events and things of that nature around Cleveland. But then I know we was discussing a little bit before we got on there that you had some things you wanted to get off your chest a little bit. So I'm just gonna cut you a loose on the mic and see what some of these topics are, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that gracious introduction.
Oh yeah.
As you said, I'm a hometown native here in Cleveland. I grew up right downtown by the West Side Market on the wrong side of Lorraine.
That's real.
Grew up in the 3 R's: rats, roaches, and ramen.
Damn.
My dad sold dope. He was like a real chauvinistic asshole, and he didn't really let my mom work because he was always threatened by that. Like he had to be the weight of the house. And my mom was, very well read, intellectual, so she spent a lot of her intelligence and efforts in the community for doing volunteer work, from Westside Community House, May Dugan Multi-Service Center, St. Herman, St. Paul's. So I grew up in all these places, packing bags,
Right.
helping any way I can, and it really instilled instilled a heavy dose of empathy in me early on in life, and then just seeing it out there. And I will say this, you know, the homelessness in
Audio.
Cleveland, you touched on that.
Yeah.
It's a better place to be homeless in Cleveland. There's definitely something to that, and
Yeah.
I will say Cleveland is probably one of the best cities to be in if you are homeless, as far as the facilitation
Yeah.
for support.
Okay.
I mean, you could literally, I
For support, yeah.
there for a while, admittedly, but I mean, back in the day, you could literally take your choice of meal. Do you
Yeah.
want spaghetti over St. Patrick's or over St. Paul's? They're serving stew tonight, or you could go to St. Malachi's, or right over there by the Lakeview Terrace Jets.
Wow.
I mean, any of these
Who
places,
knew?
like you could literally every night you could take your choice of where you want to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of these late night sleep houses been shut down. You still got was that 1300 Lakeside?
Yeah.
Is that the correct address? don't know if it's-
1300 is back in the cut though.
Yeah,
They kind of mill around. I don't even know if that's still a
No, it's
place
still
no
a thing,
more.
'cause I
Okay.
dropped one of my employees off there.
Okay.
In this past year, I had to take him there every night.
Yeah.
And he was working out of there.
Right.
Until he got his shit on. But yeah, it is definitely a great city that cares about its disparity.
Yeah.
And you know, if you want to get back in the game, you can. And Cleveland is a city that will help you do that, if you're truly committed to it. Now, I spent a lot of time down in Miami, and I will tell you, that's not the case in Miami. I mean,
No.
there's a lot of shit they don't show you on the brochure.
Right.
And literally, you got little kids trying to sell you their toys and shoes and fruit they picked off a tree right within eyeshot at the red light. I mean,
Right.
you guys been in Miami?
Oh yeah, absolutely,
So
man.
you
I'm
know
a
what's
South,
up with-
but then I only go to South Beach and I go over to Little Havana just for to buy a copper bag of weed from my second or third cousin. And the only reason I go over there because he forced me to go over there. And it's only for an hour. And I'll be like, you can meet me back at the beach. But
So
I don't know the
I've
dirty.
never even been to South Beach.
See, that's crazy.
It's crazy to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't even
So-
go nowhere. Miami scared the shit out of me. I'm from Cleveland.
you
I
what,
mean, shit.
Notice this about Miami, and a lot of people don't notice this, and I tell them about it, and then when they go back, they're like, oh yeah, I saw that shit. So when you go through Miami, look at all the houses, everything outside of the immediate downtown area, of course, where you have all this commerce and, you know, nice restaurants and everything.
Yeah.
Soon as you step outside of that, you will not find a single house anywhere that doesn't have bars on every window.
I gotta
talking
pay
bars.
attention to that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And that right there is a telltale sign. And if it ain't nailed, bolted down, it's
They
gone.
coming again.
Yeah.
Like literally, you don't see that in Cleveland.
Right.
I mean, we
Well,
got our
yeah.
problems, but it's not so extensive that everybody has to have bars on the windows. And I'm talking everybody.
We kind of
every
went
neighborhood.
cyber with it. We got
It's crazy.
cameras on everything.
Yeah, no, we
It's a telling sign underneath everything that you don't need to be told. You see that's a visual indication of the state of affairs and living in Miami. And there's just people sleeping everywhere on, you know, I've spent plenty of nights sleeping on those heated grates downtown.
yeah.
I know you've seen them.
Yeah, absolutely. St. Clair.
Are you going to stay warm? Are you going to die?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So in Miami, you see that. I mean, it's warm down there, but it gets cold at night.
Yeah.
Some of those nights, man, it's like, wow, it ain't. This is Florida.
That's
Like,
so
I mean, you see droves of people like literally fighting for real estate on the grate.
yeah.
You know, there'll be 12 motherfuckers like lined
Yeah.
up on a grate that's like 12 by 10. You know what I mean? And everybody got their slot. And that tells you right there that they don't have the facilitation
Right.
for homeless that we do.
So you
You know
think
what
I think up in Cleveland, the other thing, like I know when you was talking about like what do you think like some of the issues like job related, like you was talking about like the AI
Oh, we'll
taking
get to
the
that.
jobs, yeah.
You want me to jump into that?
Yeah, I always want.
So-
I want you to talk about it, and you know, shout out to the graffiti artists here in Cleveland. Also, I definitely, my relationship with Saint Cleveland Scribe Tribe, RTA, Ruthless Cleveland Artists, and RTN crew, What Crew
You know,
from back in the day. I love
I
graffiti
went to
too.
school with Sano.
Oh yeah,
I knew him before he was
Saint.
before
That's
he was,
dope.
you know, And yeah, very modest kid. I took him to my neighborhood. He was scared to death. Somebody wanted to ride. He was a trickster on a bike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
did
had a
tricks, he did
Hutch.
all kinds of right.
He had a Hutch Trick
And I
Star,
remember my
baby
dude
blue and
wanted
pink.
to be
Yeah,
like, man, let me check it out real quick. And bro, he like turned to stone. And like,
yeah.
oh my God, you're
Nah, you
I'm
can't
like,
ride
"Oh,
his
you
bike.
good, man, you good." And yeah, it was very interesting seeing him go through his track progression through graffiti because I was a graffiti artist at the time too. That's how we connected.
You think you was before Saino or
I was
Saino
before-
came?
We're the same age, but we're
Right.
different kinds of graffiti artists.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was he's a mural man.
Right.
Yeah, he likes to bless you. He likes drawing. Like, I mean, that's all he was doing in school, like drawing b-boys
Yeah.
and letters and stuff. I was a tagger.
Okay.
So I'm quick in and out, get out of there. And I
Do you care to share?
Like
Do you
Kurt
care to share your tag?
no, because it'll give me away somewhat.
You away somewhere.
I ran in gangs early in life and I went by Freeze. So
Okay.
I will give you that. I went
Okay.
by Freeze. And
Old school.
there was an old legend gang, head in Cleveland. He went by Black Don. And
Okay.
he's doing life in Texas right now for triple homicide without a weapon.
Yeah.
His was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he gave me my
Jay-Z
name Freeze. I
stabbing.
was like
Okay.
his little tag along. He was like 6, 7 years older than me.
Okay.
And really that's how I got into all that is I was like the tag along kid that everybody was much older than me.
Yeah. So like Dave.
These older guys like Stretch.
Oh, absolutely. Stretch I was in art school. Me and Stretch went to school together. So I was in art school.
Okay.
Stretch went to Wilbur High School, Wilbur Wright, and then John Hay.
I went to grade school with him.
Yeah.
And his
So
sister.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stretch, we went to Wilbur
Yep.
Wright, and then we went to John Hay together.
And Phantasm.
Yeah.
Went to same school with us as well.
Okay.
Yep,
See,
yep.
I knew Stretch was my entry into like kind of the Stretch and Oops was over here, and I could visit them and go over to the 65th track.
Bruce?
Not really, because
DEK.
yeah, I did
Bad
definitely
motherfucker
DEK.
right
Yeah,
there. He
absolutely.
died in a car crash. My
Yeah.
friend, who was another graffiti artist, Caesar, he found him on
Wow.
the I-90 exit, getting off at 117th. He was getting off at the exit, and he saw this van on its side, all blown out, like it just hit the pole. They were distracted. The driver hit the pole, and when he went in to investigate, try to help him, he saw Bruce.
That is so
His
messed
phone
up.
hanging out, and he was gone, bro.
Now,
And
I
he
know you said you
ran to the
had
payphone and called me because it's back before cell phones. He was like, "Bro, I just found Bruce."
that's
I
so
was
messed
like,
up.
holy shit! And
I
Go
know
ahead.
I know you got a message. I know we was talking earlier that you said you had a message for the writers
Yes,
in the
I do.
city
Yes, I
right
do.
now, though.
so the origins of graffiti, and this goes back thousands of years, and it the buzzword today is cliche. It's cliche. The writing is on the wall.
Yeah.
We've heard that our whole lives. And
Yeah.
that means like, if you don't see it coming, dumbass, like you should have been seeing it coming because the fucking writing's on the wall.
Right.
This is true to the origins of graffiti. This is how graffiti came about. It wasn't about vanity and putting up your name and being a star in your own mind. And you go by, I used to bomb the subway track on the red line.
Right.
For years before anybody was out. There was a couple birds out there.
Yeah.
But I would just kind of ride the red line to kind of bask in my own art and
Yeah.
come out of myself. And I was a celebrity in my own mind.
Right.
See my shit up on a high tower, water tower somewhere, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And nobody else is up there. It's like, yeah, nobody knows me, but I know they
Right.
looking at that. And I feel
Absolutely.
kind of special in my mind. You know what I mean? So graffiti's very vanity driven these days, but the origins of it was renegade communication to the public. The shit that wasn't really conveyed to them by the powers that be. You would see the writing on the wall, somebody telling you how it really is. What you should really keep your eyes open. Like what
More
this
like
is
the
what's
ghetto
this is what's
reporter.
really going on.
Yeah.
It's the writing on the wall. And so that's really what I want to appeal to is the original thought behind these things and what it's about for me. And I'll dial this back a little bit and then come back into it.
Okay.
One of the biggest issues in America right now is illegal immigration and has been for the last two administrations.
Well, yeah.
So what is the big driving fear behind, of course, this asshole with his couple bad hombres and all the criminal shit. But we're talking about what's the real threat that they scare you with illegal immigration, particularly from Central South America. It's the loss of jobs. They're going to come in
Right.
and they're going to take our jobs.
Yeah.
They're going to inundate the job market, and there's going to be a lot of displacement. And nobody's got any problems. I told you I spent some time down in Florida. Like,
Right.
it's all migratory workers down there.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you talked about
Who you
the
think
grass
they're
being
cutting the
cut,
grass and everything?
yeah,
Even
you said it right as I did. Cutting the grass, like literally working on the roofs, doing the driveways, cooking your meals, cleaning the houses, every service-based job
Yeah.
along the Gulf Coast is all migratory workers.
Right.
And
So
these
this is
are
why they smashers in the
these are
town.
honest people that they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't do anything. They're religious, they're very wholesome. They're just trying to get out of a situation.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're sending literally 80% of their money back home to
Yeah.
mom and pops in hopes that they could get something going there. So they're the catalyst. They
Yeah.
come here and they try to get something going for their family.
Right.
Right.
And I have no problem with that because the jobs are taken. Us lazy Americans, we ain't doing those jobs. And these plantation owners all throughout Florida with the orange plantations,
Right.
all this produce, they can't get people to work these jobs, especially in Florida, because it's a bunch of lazy hillbillies. Like literally, there's two types of people in Florida. There's the redneck, and then there's people that ain't from there, and that's it. And those people are all residing in the metropolitan areas that dot the
don't-
coastlines. That's it.
Migrate.
The entire interior of Florida is all rednecks.
I
Like,
know.
crazy.
I didn't
Like
even know.
real. The Florida man is
Yeah.
real. And these people are not trying to do real work. And so you got a plantation with like 500 acres of orange groves. Like you can't get a single worker, any of these people to come in and do the job. And if they do, they're coming in late, they're coming in drunk, they're shitty employees. So finally, you got an introduced workforce that will be committed, that will do the work.
Who is that? That's what I was going to
Yeah,
ask you.
that's the illegal immigrant
illegal
that we're
immigrant.
talking
Okay.
about here.
So what they
So-
do is they flood, they act like they are coming over as illegals, but what they really are doing is letting them over.
Right. And
what it
our
does
system is
is
benefiting from it. You want to have orange
because
juice
like you said,
if it weren't for migratory
the
workers.
people in America is like, I don't want to do that work.
Also, meatpacking industry. I saw an expose on a meatpacking. I won't mention the company and I bring attention to this, but literally there was a hidden camera. This dude showed like the entire trek of what it's like, and there was a posting he saw in his town in Mexico that said, "Be at this spot 2 weeks from now at this time if you want a job."
Mm.
Boom. Everybody is going to be there. 2 semi trucks pull in, and they're from a prominent meatpacking company here in the States that's over in the West, like through, I mean, everything through Montana, New Mexico, all these places where they had these meatpacking plants, large scale. They will literally pull in unchecked by Border Patrol, load up both these trailers, as many people as they can fit in them, go back over the border without being checked, and then set these people up in these little makeshift residential trailer parks that they own. Now, here's the thing. They extort from them, first of all, that when you come here, you're going to work in this factory, we're going to pay you this much. In 6 months, you're out, and we're going to swap you out for somebody else.
Right.
Which probably, hopefully, will be their brother. Somebody can keep that chain alive to feed their family. But either way, these people come and then they find that they are assigned to this residential unit with 8 other motherfuckers in a trailer that's totally dilapidated, maybe missing 2 windows, ain't got running water, whatever.
Right.
And they're
Like, you
charged.
figure it out.
Yeah, they're charged. Every one of them is charged $200 out of their pay per month. When you got 8 motherfuckers in there, that's $1,600 for a broke down trailer. That's going right back to the company.
Yeah.
So